Welcome to Rooted Realities, where honest talk meets soulful insight. This podcast will guide you through life's ups and downs, offering clarity, courage, and a gentle reminder to give yourself grace. I'm your host, Christmas Miller, holistic health practitioner, life coach, and spiritual mentor. With each episode, I'll blend ancient wisdom with modern insight to inspire you to stay accountable and empowered. So if you're ready to grow from the inside out, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. Christmas here, and thank you for tuning in. Today, let's talk about something a lot of us do recklessly. I'm talking about how we use our energy, specifically our emotions. But first, let's begin with the understanding that your emotions are more than expressions of your state of mind and how you feel. They do a whole lot more than that. But what I want to focus on is one very important aspect that goes unnoticed, an aspect that can easily be manipulated, cleverly stolen from you, or can deplete you on all levels. So yeah, that's a big deal, and I want to talk about it. And that part that I'm referring to is the energetic aspects of our emotions. That's right, energetic aspects of your emotions. And yes, this is a very real thing. And that takes me to an important question. Did you know your emotions are energetic currency? Think about it. I mean, really, let it sink in. Emotions as energetic currency. They most certainly are. And guess what? You spend them every single day in your conversations, with your worries, your fears, your anger, and even when you're frustrated. They're spent while you're scrolling through social media, online news, and even while you're watching videos online or watching your TV. And you're spending them right now while you're listening to this podcast. And it doesn't stop there. You also spend them with your choices. That's right. Every choice you make, whether they're big choices or small ones. But the real question is, are you spending them like it matters? Most importantly, are you aware of whether that emotional energy that's spent benefits you or takes away from you? I want you to think about that one. Whether the emotional energy you are spending right now, no matter what you're doing, with who you're doing, why you're doing, is it benefiting you or is it taking away something from you? Now, one truth to remember about emotions is that they're not just fleeting experiences. They're one of the most valuable forms of energy we human beings have and can give. But how you consciously invest those emotions can either fuel your strength or drain it completely. And the key words are consciously invest. Those two together are vital to your overall well-being in this situation. For example, if you realized your energy was being siphoned away in ways that disempower you, weaken you, or even work against your well-being, would you keep allowing it? Of course not. Most of us wouldn't. The problem is, this happens a lot of the time, beneath the surface, and in ways we don't even notice. And that's why awareness matters. Because once you see it, you can start choosing differently. So, where do these leaks show up? Well, they show up in what we consume and who we give our attention to, and how we let ourselves get pulled into cycles that drain us. Here's an example: spending countless hours scrolling social media. That's a big one, because every laugh, every flash of outrage or anger, every trigger to something painful, or every comparison that creeps in, yes, that's emotional currency being spent. Now, there's nothing wrong with social media itself, but it's how you engage with it and what you give and get back from it that matters. Another powerful example is content that stirs up negativity or encourages harmful thoughts or actions towards yourself or others. Then there are the relationships or conversations that just keep on circling back to the same old drain, and you walk away feeling tired, disempowered, disrespected, unappreciated, undervalued. Basically, you're walking away feeling heavier, not lighter. That right there, that example, is another leak, and it happens more than you realize for a lot of people. You might be one of them. So in short, the content we expose ourselves to or binge on, the social and news cycles we get caught up in, and even the arguments or negative situations we continue to replay in our head, they all pull withdrawals from our emotional bank account. But there's nothing new under the sun, right? Here's where this gets even deeper. Ancient wisdom across many cultures teaches that energy follows attention, or what you nurture grows. The Stoics emphasized focusing your energy and concern only on the things within your control. They warned against wasting your inner energy on things outside of your control. And what do a lot of us do? We waste a lot of that energy focusing on all kinds of things we have absolutely no control over. Taoist philosophy taught the importance of guarding and preserving your qi, or your life force, because this was key to longevity and clarity. And many other indigenous traditions saw emotion and energy as inseparable from communal health and well-being. In other words, the health of the individual is tied to the collective community. The flow and balance of energy and emotions are basically seen as crucial for the whole community's harmony and survival. So energy leaks aren't new, but they're definitely showing up in modern distractions, big time. Humans have always wrestled with the pull of where to place our energy, and every choice we make shapes who we're becoming. Let me repeat that part. Every choice you make shapes who you become. And that's why awareness is everything. So when those leaks go unchecked, the problem then goes from emotional to showing up physically in the body. And here's what that looks like. That heaviness you feel when you wake up already tired, even after getting enough sleep, or that burnout that no vacation and even those little weekend getaways don't seem to fix. Or maybe that brain fog, mood swing, or that low-level anxiety doing the two-step with your emotions. Yeah, all of those are receipts for how your energy's being spent. And science backs this up too. Here's an example. Emotional labor. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's when we're constantly managing how we feel or how we present those feelings to other people. So those emotional gymnastics has been shown to create the same kind of exhaustion as running marathons. Let me repeat that. Emotional labor creates the same kind of exhaustion as running a marathon. Now that's wild. In other words, mental fatigue goes deep, and it's very real, people, and it's not just in your head. But wait, it gets even deeper. Did you know that every time you're forced to react, adjust, or regulate in stressful situations, you're literally draining the brain's energy reserves? Did you know that? Seriously, there's science that backs that too. And it's called decision fatigue, which is another major energy drain. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. There goes more of that energy currency of yours. And that's why small things can sometimes feel big. Why even texting somebody back can feel like a full-time job. Why deciding what to eat for dinner can feel overwhelming. Or why picking an outfit becomes harder even when your closet's full. And over time, that kind of depletion can pull from everything, and I mean everything you got. Your health, your focus, your relationships, even your finances. Because when you're spent on the inside, you start reaching for things to fill that gap, like food, shopping, people pleasing, escape loops, pick something. And none of them will give you what you're really missing, which is a return on your own energy. But the good news is there's a way to reclaim it, and you can do it in a way that sticks. Now, I'm not talking about surface level advice like just say no. Now, saying no works, but it can only go so far because all of this goes way deeper than just saying no. So one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your energy is through rituals that reset you. That's right, rituals. Now, for some of y'all listening, let's get clear on rituals, right? Right out the gate so you can understand what I am talking about. Every one of you listening right now, you already are performing rituals on a day-to-day basis. A ritual is something you do all the time. They are routines like bathing regularly or brushing your teeth, going to church, date nights, or even Sunday dinners with family. All of those are rituals. Okay, so now that we are clear on the terminology of what I'm talking about, let's just get into how easy these can be applied, since many of you are already doing this. Rituals can be real simple, everyday actions that have meaning, and they are consistent because that consistency shapes our habits, our identities, and our social bonds. So in this case, your ritual, and I mean small, intentional transitions to help you unplug energetically. For example, closing the laptop and actually stepping outside before shifting into your evening. Or giving yourself 15 minutes to decompress when you come home from work before you jump into your family or your chores or whatever you're going to be doing. Or maybe even every morning, take a moment to focus on the energy you want to experience through your day. And then lock into that feeling and mindset and ride it out. I mean, ride it out and refuse to let anyone or anything change that. Now, that's the one I invite you to do if you don't already do it now, because it works with practice. And believe me, it really does. Your well-being should be the top priority. And on those days when things don't go as planned, because they always will, and when things feel real heavy, take a moment to center yourself, ground yourself and your emotions. Take your power and your energy back. Whether you get outside in nature and just sit, allowing that heavy energy to be released from you, or whether you just walk barefoot in the grass, allowing the earth to help recenter and pull that energy off of you. I mean, do that, really. Walking in the grass, it really works. It really does. It's one of my favorites, and believe me, there's science behind that too. If you remember playing outside in the grass as a kid, you probably remember how good it felt, besides being itchy sometimes. But you remember it felt good to be outside. And there's a reason it felt good. And that benefit isn't just for kids. Adults need it too. Like right now, today, in our modern time, a lot of folks need to get out and walk in the grass barefoot all day. And I'm telling you, I highly recommend it because it works. The point is, these little resets signal to your body and your mind, I'm letting this heavy energy go. So consider that. Another tool to maintain your energy is using micro boundaries. Now, these aren't dramatic ultimatums. They're tiny decisions to step back and protect your energy in the moment. Examples of this would be walking away from a conversation that's going nowhere. And we all know what those look like and who that might be applied to. Or it could be taking a breath before replying to that text message that triggered you. Or it could be just simply choosing silence instead of getting pulled into an argument. So micro boundaries, they are very helpful in keeping you from handing out emotional currency to things that don't deserve it. And most importantly, will drain you dry. And then there's one other tool you can consider where you practice energy audits. And this is another way to not only protect your energy, but to maintain your balance. And I strongly recommend this one as a part of your daily life. When it comes to energy audits, this is about noticing where you spend your energy every day, almost like tracking your expenses. For example, take a moment to reflect on who and what is getting the bulk of your energy and your attention. Now, after you do this review, you might actually be surprised at where all that energy and time is going and whether it's actually benefiting you in some way or not. Then I want you to think about what habits leave you feeling depleted and what choices actually give you life back. I mean, breathe life back into you. That's the kind of energy you want. Now, once you see all of that on the table, you can start reallocating that energy into places that actually grow you, not just drain you. So taking the time to reflect and even make small adjustments can change your life for the better. I mean, truly it can. But I want you to remember, every scroll, every reaction, every conversation, every choice, it's an investment. It's an energetic investment. The only question is whether you're investing in what supports your growth or keeps you empty and depleted. So protect your emotional currency. It is one of the most important things you have. Remember, every choice is an energetic transaction. Just make sure it's one that pays you back. Thank you for listening to Rooted Realities. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It really helps others find the show. Your support is greatly appreciated. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook for more updates and new content. Until next time, stay rooted and keep growing.